Viene Di María, centro.
Sandrita, mira lo que te trae. Café bien cargadito como a ti.
El videojuego.
¡En sus cartulinas!
How dinosaurs become extinct? Dinosaurs roamed the earth for 160 million years until they disappeared around 65.5 million years ago in an event now known as KT. For many years, climate change was the most credible explanation for the disappearance of dinosaurs. In the late Mesozoic era, the planet slowly cooled down. The lower temperature caused ice formation at the north and south poles, and the oceans became colder. Because the dinosaurs were cold-blooded, they would not have been able to survive in very cool climates. However, some cold-blooded animal species, such as crocodile, managed to survive. Luis Alvarez and his son Walter Alvarez discovered in Italy a layer of iridium enriched clay 1 cm thick at the KT boundary. Iridium is a rare on Earth, but more common in space. Then in 1991, a massive meteor crater 110 miles in diameter was discovered on the edge of the Yucatan Peninsula, extending into the Gulf of Mexico. The head would have burned the Earth's surface, igniting wildfires worldwide and plunged the planet into darkness as debris clouded the atmosphere. Mile-high tsunamis would have washed over the continent, drawing many forms of life. Shock waves would have triggered earthquake and volcanic eruption. It would have sunk the temperature of the Earth in the freezing zone, killing plants and leaving herbivores with nothing to eat. Many dinosaurs would have to die in few weeks. Carnivores would have died a month or two later. Only the small scavenging mammals that could bury themselves in the ground and eat what was left would have survived. The iridium layer plus the Chilcoot's crater were sufficient evidence to convince many scientists that the ball impact theory was credible. This theory explaining what previous theories could not. And how do you think dinosaurs become extinct? Do you think they really existed?
Hello, I'm going to talk about COVID-19, or better known like coronavirus. This virus was detected in Wuhan, China, and people think it is because somebody ate a bat, and another people says it is because somebody ate a pangolin or was in contact with a pangolin. But everybody knows that it's a world pandemic that have so much inconvenience, but it have to some positive things. First of all, I think that this pandemic is one of the biggest in the history, and anybody expected. This virus was born in Wuhan in November 2019, and now it has killed about 300,000 and it affects more than 4 million people. United States is the country where more people is affected with more than 1.5 million, followed by Russia, United Kingdom, Brazil, Spain, etc. Talking about killed people, United States is the worst country again with more than 90,000 people killed, and then is United Kingdom with 30,000 like Italy, Spain, etc. But there is two good news like help people, where United States is the best country, followed by Spain, Germany, Italy, etc. Another positive thing is that is the solidarity of everybody in the difficult moment, like farmers, nurses, doctors, policemen, etc. that are every day working to offer us the things we need to succeed. The contamination is another positive thing because it's been reducing a lot thanks to parked car because they are parked and don't produce carbon dioxide and stop companies. This pandemic is being a tragedy, but we have to know the positive thing to face it with a good face. Let's go, we can.
Genetics. First, let me introduce what it is. Genetics is defined as a branch of biology that studies genetic variation, genes, and inheritance in organisms. It isn't a modern science. The first person that started studying it was Gregor Mendel, known as the father of genetics. He was an Austrian monk who formulated Mendelian inheritance in 1865, a group of 3 laws that gave room to the base of genetics. His experiments consisted of different crossing among pea plants and the result of their progeny. The main 4 components of genetics are chromosomes. They are a DNA molecule with part or all of the genetic information of an organism. They are located inside the nucleus of cells when they are reproducing. Nucleotides are organic molecules consisting of sugar, a phosphate group, and nitrogen bases. There are 4 types of nitrogen bases: adenine, guanine, cytosine, and thymine or uracil. DNA, deoxyribonucleic acid. It is a molecule wrapped forming a helix composed of 2 chains of nucleotides, in which the sugar is called deoxyribose, and the 4 nitrogen bases are adenine, guanine, cytosine, and thymine. Their chains are complementary. That means that on one side there is adenine, on the other side there is thymine. RNA, ribonucleic acid. It is a macromolecule composed by adenine, guanine, cytosine, and uracil, and the sugar is called simply ribose. The important thing is how these molecules are expressed to create a living being. This is the genetic code, that it is a set of rules that define how a sequence of nucleotides of the RNA are translating to create amino acids. These amino acids join together creating proteins. Genetic engineering and biotechnology are really popular nowadays. One of the techniques of this engineering is cloning. Hey Jose, but what's that? I will explain. It is a process in which we obtain a copy of an organism by extracting its DNA. Dolly was the first artificial clone. She was a sheep.
But it can be natural?
Yes, for example in twins or in fungus. A curiosity is that changing only just one nucleotide of this orange, it can turn into another species. So if you were granted one wish to turn for one day to another species, what would be?
Let's go, we can.
Mars is a calm planet, which gave its name to one day of the week, Tuesday. Its name comes from the god of the war in the Roman civilization. It can also called by red planet, and it is because it contains mostly iron oxide in its surface. Nowadays, it isn't known when Mars was discovered, but it believed that the Greek civilization discovered it. Mars is the fourth planet in the solar system and the farthest planet in which human can live. This planet has 2 moons, Phobos and Deimos, which isn't exactly if a planet or if an asteroid that was locked up in the Mars orbit. The mass of the Mars is 6.41 times 10 raised to 23 kilograms. The average temperature is minus 45 degrees. One day there is 1 day and 30 minutes in Earth. A year there is 687 Earth days. The composition of the Earth is CO2, nitrogen, argon, and oxygen, etc. The distance between the Earth and the Mars is 400 million kilometers in the farthest part. For the moment, life hasn't been discovered there, but NASA doesn't reject that there could be life, bacteria or microbes in the poles.
Hi everyone, my name is Nuria, and today I'm here to talk about the most recent and heard news, coronavirus. Actually, it is called COVID-19, as you know. This name comes from the mixture of corona and virus, and the English word disease. But where does the 19th come from? Well, it refers to the year it was first discovered, in 2019. Now I'm going to tell you about its origin. Coronaviruses are a family of viruses that were discovered in the 60s, but whose origin is unknown. Its different types can cause different disease, from a common cold to an infection in the respiratory system. Most of them are not dangerous and have treatment. To our disgrace, this year there has been an outbreak caused by these viruses, which for now it doesn't have vaccine. The first case of contagion was detected on 31st December in Wuhan, China. It is said several theories from its origin, bats, snakes, but the reality is that nowadays we still don't know at all. The cases add up to more than 1,500 infected worldwide and 5,000 dead. This fast transmission of the virus has generated a great global concern. We have taken preventive measures, such as not going out for 2 months. We must wear masks and gloves, disinfecting frequently touched surface, wash our hands, and of course avoid touching your eyes and your mouth. Symptoms of coronavirus are similar to those of the flu: dyspnea, fatigue, nasal discharge, cough, headache, sore throat, fever, discomfort, etc. Coronavirus may begin to develop a week after it has been spread by the virus. Most symptoms appear between 3 to 6 days after infection. Now it's time to talk subjectively. In my opinion, the situation we are going through should help us become aware of many things and value all the little details that we didn't appreciate before. Now I'm going to show you some vocabulary for you to understand better my topic. Disease means enfermedad. A common cold is a resfriado común. Treatment means tratamiento. An outbreak is a brote epidémico. And what about vaccine? It is a vacuna. Over here we have adaptu, that means suma. Worldwide means mundial. The meaning of global concern is preocupación global. And over here, preventive measures mean medida de prevención. Over here we have dyspnea, that means dificultad para respirar. Nasal discharge, that means secreción nasal. Headache, dolor de cabeza. The meaning of be aware of is tomar conciencia. Fever means fiebre. Sore throat means dolor de garganta. Spread means contagiado. And the last one, discomfort, that means malestar. Thanks for watching and hope you enjoyed it. Bye!
Hi! Today I'm going to talk about one of the most well-known and useful numbers in the world. And yes, it is the number pi. The number pi is also called Archimedes constant. Its representation is through a Greek letter, and this Greek letter comes from this word, which means perimeter. This number is also used in physics and engineering. It has even entered in the popular culture, and if you ask your math teacher what day the pi number is celebrated, he will tell you March 14th, and it is for that. But what is the definition of number pi? The number pi is defined as a relation between the circumference of a circle and its diameter. One of the most famous questions is whether the pi number is an algebraic number or not. The answer to this question is no. This number, apart from being rational, it is infinite, and not all its figures are known, and its decimal expressions are neither exact or periodic. It is also transcendent, that is, there is a polynomial of which number pi is the root. This number that is very useful is not only for learning formulas, but the perimeter and the area of a circle. This has been used for a long time in Archimedes times, and first for geometry problems, then for integral calculus, and now in our computer era. The role of the number pi in the geometry is next. We can calculate the circumference of a circle of radius r and of diameter d. But we can also calculate areas. For example, the area of a sphere with this formula, the area of a disk with this formula, the area of the lateral area of a cone with this formula, the lateral area of a cylinder with this formula, and we can also calculate volumes. For example, volume of a cone with this formula, volume of a sphere with this formula, and the last one, volume of a cylinder with this formula. We can calculate all of this with the number pi. I had forgotten to say that the number pi is also used in statistics and probability. I will speak of many more interesting numbers, such as golden ratio and the number E, but the time is up. There is nothing better than ending with a big pi joke. So, what does a mathematician's car do in a traffic jam? P. I hope you like it. Bye.